Azania, mother of Biko, we, sons and daughters of dust, gaze into your eyes in hopes we find answers to questions of mankind, only to find a bag of questions questioning the worth of our silence. We know that golden is silence broken, yet in this here part of the world, action speaks louder than words. The strings of our hearts, woven as portraits of slumbering descendants, crumbling infants crawling down the shadows of a dying dream, a desert beneath fading skin, inevitable fear embedded within a heart exposed dry like modern rivers. A voice emerging 6 feet off the ground, calling our names, calling your name, Azania. Screams too deafening for silence. There are too many blood streams for silence, too many broken dreams for silence. It is far much better to lose your golden silence into shattered pieces of spoken words. Leave them lingering like the smell of a last breath, because who doesn't belong to divine days? To divine nights of moonlight and stars hanging up the face of the sky as dreaded eyes of a newborn, sharp enough to break dawn, out of dusty nights into dark days down memory lane, where lips are never taught how to smile, how hands can plow seeds of joy but daily rip tears of sadness, with no rain embedded in the womb of the sky, for clean waters to break and cleanse these dark days of our lives. There is nothing bold and beautiful in the eyes of colorblind beholders. Can you see us beyond the color of our skin? Listen. Listen to the silence buried between parts of our speech, fading into walls that bear spirits of our forefathers, whose hymns are lullabies to our mothers. Mothers who first seek your sun to shine, then speak sense into the hands of time to cover us. Residues of misplaced lands. Like reptiles, the sun will cover us as we breathe dust, as we eat dust, as we sweat dust. Azania. It is far much better to lose your golden silence into shattered pieces of spoken words. Leave them lingering like the smell of a last breath, because who doesn't belong to divine days? Divine nights of moonlight and stars hanging up the face of the sky as dreaded eyes of a newborn, sharp enough to break dawn out of dusty nights into dark days down memory lane, where lips are never taught how to smile. Snoops.
My brother?
Yeah, man.
SELLO Chokoe.
Yes.
Why did you drop Alpheus?
I didn't drop Alpheus.
No, the last time I was writing an article and you said SELLO CHOKOE is just fine. And I remember, I think at some point we had this conversation and you said that you were going to drop Alpheus and also you're going to drop Poetic Lion.
Yes, mainly Poetic Lion.
Okay.
Alpheus is my name, man. It's there in my ID. But just as an artist, like how I want the world to know me is SELLO CHOKOE.
Is it like a conscious African traditional thing that you don't want a colonial name of
You can
sorts?
say that. Yeah, you can say that.
What?
But I also feel like SELLO CHOKOE has more weight, like going out there. Like I'm gonna give out myself or a piece of myself or
Sure.
my whole. I feel like, when you read a book or a CD cover, it is this, and then by SELLO CHOKOE, I think, yeah.
It has a ring to it.
Yeah, it has that thing.
Yeah. So Poetic Lion?
Poetic Lion, how it came about was very interesting. I was very new to the poetry scene at the University of Limpopo. They had, these sessions they would have on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are for poetry, when you're in Limpopo, Tuesdays are for poetry. So I went there just to check, because I saw a poster saying, are you a poet? Do you want to be a poet? Do you know a poet? This thing is happening at S Block, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I write stuff, but I'm not sure about being a poet. So let me just go see what happens, and then maybe I can share what I do, you know. And then I got there, I saw them, you know, introducing each other on stage. Yeah, this is Mamang, aka Svanvan, you know. This is Mamang, aka Svanvan. I'm like, hey, okay, there's an AKA going around here.
Sure.
I don't have an AKA, but I was like, I'll look for it. It doesn't. Oh, it was Sello the Poet. At first, it was Sello the Poet. I remember.
And everyone had the poet at the end of their names.
Yes, everyone had the poet. And then for me, it was Sello the Poet. The first 2 weeks, I think, when I went there, I shared. But someone consecutively came to the session, and they saw how I would recite my poetry. And then they took me to the side after the second show. They said, you know, there's something about your poetry. Like it has this, like you roar when you, it's like you're a lion, like you're roaring, like your poetry has that thing.
Was it a girl?
You know? No, it was a guy.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of girl stories, but no, not this one.
Okay.
So they said, you know, there's this thing about it, like you're a lion, you know. And I went back to my room, like, yeah, you know, I also feel like that, you know.
Sure.
So if there's that thing happening while I'm on stage and doing poetry, that means it's poetic, obviously, and then it roars,
sure,
which means there's somehow there's a lion in there,
sure,
you know, and then that's how Poetic Lion came about. I was like, yeah, I love this. Yeah, I'm a lion that's poetic. I don't just roar like to scare people. Like I roar, but people come closer to the words, you know, and that's how it was born. And then how it came about to drop it, I was beginning now to plan the future. Okay, I'm gonna be dropping, you know, an album. It was towards I remember it was towards me dropping an album, and I wanted to like see if I'm buying this album. I wanted to read, Home, Heart of My Expressions by Sello Chokoe made more sense to me than Poetic Lion. Although the first cover, I think we went with Poetic Lion, but I was coming towards myself more, you know.
Self-awareness of some sort.
I was just beginning to just, you know, how I want the world to see me or to read about me. I want Sello Chokoe to thrive more than Poetic Lion or Sello the Poet.
Poetic Lion could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I dropped Poetic Lion and then started, like, when I get bookings, I'd beg for them to write Sello Chokoe.
The same way you begged me to write Sello Chokoe
I would
on that
beg.
article. Yeah.
And you know what they would do?
Yeah.
Which I hate. Don't do it, guys. When I say Sello Chokoe, it's Sello Chokoe. People say Sello Chokoe in brackets Poetic Lion. I'm like, no.
Because it sells tickets.
I'm trying to drop.
Because it sells tickets. Even today, when I get booked, you know what people do? People say Jack Rams, and they, in brackets they say Energy FM. And I keep telling people, guys, I'm Jack Rams.
I'm Jack Rams.
And I'm no longer even part of the station anymore. So why don't put that thing? So, but I understand why people put it. They put it because they want to sell tickets. Yes. Because your brand is associated with another brand or an institution.
Yes.
So people are trying to attract an audience or a crowd by using both names so that people can relate. But I understand why promoters would do something like that.
But you know what I don't understand? Okay, that part I understand. We have to sell tickets, right? Yeah. But now when you have to call me on stage, right? Ladies and gentlemen, blah, 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 Sello Chokoe. That would make me, like, you know, give you a thing. But
for you,
now,
of course.
They still add.
Sure.
Sello Chokoe, well known as Poetic Lion. I'm like, oh, God. I guess I brought this to myself.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
you created the name. It's fine. And it worked for you. And that's why you became popular for it. Anyway, Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So
yeah.
And everything started at the University of Limpopo.
Yeah, no, everything started, I think poetry-wise, everything started at the University of Limpopo, but I've been writing from like back at home when I was in high school, but nobody knew.
Where is home?
Mulej.
Mulej where?
Mulej. Lisa Rachare.
Rachar. And
Yes.
where did you go to school?
Primary, I went to school, Mozone 2, Seshiro, Tutumeja. I did, my whole primary there
Sure.
until grade 7. And then when it was time to go to high school, my mom, so it's a funny story to me.
Yeah.
So
I would like to hear it.
I had
exclusive
yeah, we are at exclusive sports.
restaurant and theater.
Yes, theater and
So
car
it's the
wash.
main road, yeah. And Ronald is slugging somewhere there.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the main road is happening. So this shit, guys. Never mind the sound, the cars and
Yes.
the music.
So I had friends that I, encountered, and my mom didn't like them because
Sure.
now I started coming back home late. You know why? Mizwingi, guys. That time they were introducing Mizwingi Moshiro.
Sure.
I remember go zone 2 by introducing Mizwingi. So Reda, we are swinging, and then we don't realize that it's late. But also it's because Ronald street lights, and you just don't think So my mom didn't like that, and then she thought, no, Wena, the minute you're done writing, not even for next year, no, the minute you're done writing, you're going home. Like, no, I'm not, no, I can't, I love Seshiro, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you are going. So I would go there, revisit her, because I remember the first, Komulej. I remember the first time, is it like close, like more Fulgan taxi or is it close, or are we still gonna walk? Pela here, Renamela Moki and Refulagamok. Are you one of the entire thing? You're just concerned takes or Fulaga guy. No, Sancher, I don't know. Again, lucky enough, like area gating.
Sure.
So I liked that. I don't know why, because like that can be a reason why Mutakasi. So yeah, that's how.
But you're a kid.
Yeah, that's how I went to Mulej after grade 7, and then I did my entire high school go Bakonenko Secondary School, go Mulej. Yes.
So you talk about your mother. Is she still alive?
Yeah, my mom's very alive and kicking.
I don't know. I'm not sure because I'm not really sure because the question I'm trying to ask is, I think you spoke a lot about your grandmother. Yes.
I speak a lot about my grandmother because she's the one that raised me.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so my mom had me when she was in school, and then now she had to continue with school. And then my grandmother took over. So she took over. There's a story there as well. Nabereka Polokwane. She was working for a white family, and then she would travel by bus. So kamo busing, she had a seat. Abo, yelongore ke mogakulo ngwana. Like mogakulo ola wa ngwana. Like she would tell me gore name yemela, like ke le re tsamaya ka 7 and she's 5 minutes late. The driver would
wait.
No, she's coming. And she would go with me to work.
Oh, so nabatse ba gore gona le mogekolo
And a seat ya gage she on work. So I guess the driver
so no one
would
sat
look,
on that seat.
Nah. And I don't know, somehow that fascinated her. Or even what if I was not even coming that day?
Maybe bus driver namnya.
But Lena, oh yeah, she's still hot even now. I know a lot of people about Munyak. She's still hot. Yeah. So yeah, that's how. And then she raised me like from when I was a kid, and then when I was doing primary, I was with her the entire. Yeah, my mom would visit Narudula ko Mashinini, and my mom Narudula ko Mtlakaneng, so she would visit Kadi weekends and stuff. And I called her Sesi for the longest time.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, like in South Africa, we have father problems.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So where is your father in this whole thing?
till this day I don't know my biological father, but I was raised by my stepdad. Loving guy.
Sure.
Loving guy. That's the one my mom was married to. Then Ujwa Lisa Rachari, and then that's how that became home. My mom got married to him, and then I rapale Namani, and then
That's heartwarming to hear, because a lot of stories we hear about step parents, they're not really nice, eh?
yeah, no, my father was like, he became a father, and for the longest time I never even spoke to my mom about. It's only later about like my real dad.
Sure.
And funny enough, whenever I was naughty or I didn't do, what she wanted me to do,
chores and stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
she would say, I remember this like it was yesterday. When I said, zone 1 wena, zone 1. For the longest time, I did not understand what that meant.
Sure.
Okay, nuggets about zone 3.
Yes.
Sometimes what's going on? But when she's angry with me, when zone 1 when you're zone 1, it's only later I realized, oh flip, my real dad apparently is from zone 1. Well, when I started doing my own investigations, we're like, but this is my stepdad, but where's my real?
Yeah.
And then I found out that zone 1.
Yeah.
Flip.
Right.
Yeah, but I've never met my dad, my biological father. And then one time, my grandmother is an EFF member. So
typically, these grannies are going to the EFF. I don't know.
My grandma's an EFF member, and there was a rally, I think, Jujuville, and then my grandmother was part of the people who were.
It makes sense now.
The people who were cooking for that rally.
Yeah.
And then, there's this, my guy. Yeah. And then my grandmother, when she came back from that, she told me, my dad spoke with her, and then Moja about like the past, and then how he is my dad. And then my grandmother tells me this, there's a man rallying, he's your father.
Sure.
Because I think when they were dating with my mom, my grandmother is very strict. So obviously the guy knew my grandmother, or yes, she's strict.
Yeah.
Probably they would sneak out or whatever. Yeah. Matriculated Komuleji.
And then when you
there's a story.
Oh, okay.
When I was in grade 12, and then my stepdad passed. I was in grade 12. We were going to write finals.
Sure.
And then unfortunately, he passed.
Were you supposed to meet him then?
No. My stepdad.
Oh, your stepdad.
My stepdad. So I was going to write final exams, and he was sick, but he had money, and then he had to buy, I think, medication, and then I needed a calculator.
Sure.
He's sick, and then I'm like, no. Let's get you medication. So I'm telling my mom, like, no, don't buy a calculator. It's fine. I'll borrow.
Sure.
And then he insisted that we buy a calculator for me, because when I was in grade 10, he asked me, what do you want to be? I said, I want to be a physiotherapist.
Sure.
And then if that doesn't work out, then I want to be a teacher. And then he said, because his dad was a teacher, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah, well. But that happened. He insisted. He told my mom, no, we're buying him a calculator. But unfortunately he passed. So that's like stuck with me.
So your father was sick, your stepfather was sick.
Yes.
And at the time you were writing your exams, you needed a calculator.
Yes.
And there was a decision to make between buying medication and buying you a calculator.
Yes, but
And then
yes,
he decided to buy you a calculator.
he decided to buy the calculator, but he said, "I'm fine, guys. Like,
Yes, so
I'm really,
what I'm
really
trying to
fine."
get to is it stuck with you because you felt like if you could
He could have bought medication, yeah.
maybe.
Maybe you could have seen me matriculating, and because I really wanted to make him proud. But yeah, I believe like he's watching over me and he's watching over us, and yeah, he saw that happen somehow.
Right, and this is your stepfather.
Yeah, this is my
we're talking
stepfather.
about.
Yeah, I've never met my biological dad.
Right, so how do you find yourself at University of Limpopo?
Yo, that's another story. You guys, I have stories. I think I should write like a book.
You've already started writing books.
Oh yes, of course. I did not apply anywhere. Like applying was just not even there. But I passed with good grades, and then so the community just felt, oh, you passed, like you should go to university and stuff. And then it happened where I did not apply. So now those late applications where you go, and then my mom said, okay, start at the University of Limpopo, and then I'll be raising money. If things don't go well there, we'll try other things. And then now we go to the University of Limpopo. I remember a family member who organized bana ba passaging gore aba isheda, and then aba fitla da re tla ema di line, and then we'll see engwe lengwe ba re tšeang ka yona, it's fine. So ga ke fitla da gona le the student structures there. At that time, I think ne go le ANC that was heading King SRC. So they ba tla mo lining ba lebella di like our statements, and then one of them are no, these are great marks. You should come with me to the computer science line. Computer science. Yeah, and then we got there, and then but register. Oh, okay, great marks. And then register, and then that's how I ended up at the University.
But what did you want to do?
I wanted to do physiotherapy, only to find out I had to go to UNISA, not UNISA, but Medunsa or something. And then my mom was struggling at the time. So I settled for
computer science.
For computer science because now I got accepted. But the great news where I got accepted, so my mom was relieved. Okay, just continue with computer science.
Yeah, but who's paying now?
We were going to apply for NSFAS, but I had problems with my ID because now Sanji Chenche Chokwe, and then that took long with the Department of Ntonton.
So
Home Affairs. My grands, Sarah Ranot, SELLO Ranot, throughout my primary, and then going move to high school. Then my father said, we should change.
So Chokwe is your stepfather's surname?
Yes, my stepfather's surname, yeah.
Okay.
And then, that's how I got to the University of Limpopo doing computer science. Yes.
And then, you are doing computer science, you find yourself at Performing Arts Center.
A lot, hey. So the question...
And you are banking classes.
Oh.
And you are remaining there writing supplementary exams.
What's that again? with that course. So I was doing computer science, but after discovering that poetry thing, and after discovering what talent shows, Fridays and whatnot, and okay, from go high school, I was performing, but it's just that I did not take it seriously because when I was in primary, I played a doctor, and then group and then when I got to high school, my teacher Hodita Mao, who's on Tabela FM, he wrote a play about xenophobia. Got 2008 when it was like very, very rife. And then he casted me. Also because I used to do motivational talks, and then he casted me. I was playing a lead there. And then we toured Limpopo. He made sure that we toured to other schools. And so we toured, and then I was performing. But it was not, I did not know we can take this serious and do it, like have a career out of it. So when I got there, and then now poetry is there, and then I'm like,
and it's active.
Yeah,
like,
and then I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
And somehow people will ask me on campus, oh yeah, man, it's been a while. Yeah. So how's media going? I'm doing computer science. You're doing computer science? We always see you at S-Block almost performing there. We always see you emceeing shows and whatever. I'm like, yeah. Somehow I'm doing that, but I'm also doing computer. Like I'm registered to do computer science.
Sure.
Yeah. So I would miss a lot of tests, and then I was performing. I remember I was performing for the premiere go the ranch the other time. We were writing, and about I perform like 6, and we were writing at 6.
Sure.
I just did not go to write. I went to perform, but there was money there as well. It's like yes, I'm going for the money. And then I explained after. But the lecturer, that one liked me because he was also, he used to come to Tiro Hall to watch, the pageants and he would see me performing because like Street Disciples, we used to perform for those shows, Shady Talent, whatnot. So he would see me performing, and then in class, I would see him look at me, oh, that's the performer. Yeah. So I went to him like, so can I write? And he's like, oh, okay, you'll write, it's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, he was good.
Right. So you meet a guy called Mnetisi Dlamini.
Yeah, Mnetisi Dlamini.
Yeah. How do you meet him?
S-Block.
S-Block.
Yeah, poetry sessions.
So how do you decide that you're gonna be a tech team?
How did that happen though? I just remember we had poems, we were performing, and then we became friends. Would spend a lot of time together, attending shows. And one time we were rehearsing. I was rehearsing my poem, he was rehearsing his poem. We were in the same space. We were gonna perform. So I would rehearse, and then he would rehearse. I would keep quiet, he rehearse, and then once he's done with his poem, and then he's like, how is it? And then I'll be like, no, that's good, man. Then Kidra mine, and then ask him, how is it? He's like, no, when you know. And then we took that, like, okay, you do this, and then I do this. And then we broke our poems down. Okay, no, I'll do mine up until here, and then you do yours. And then to a certain stanza, and then I join in, and then we saw that, okay, this thing works, but we can perform as one, this, we can change the landscape there, but it's kind of and then I started learning his lines, because I was like, he's a good writer, so I started learning his lines. So when he performs, I'll join in and perform with him, and then it became something beautiful. Okay, I know, and then he started, you'll do this part of mine, you'll do this, and I'll do that, and then we'll do this together. And then that's how we formed the Street Disciples.
What was your first piece?
It was just 2 pieces differently.
Yeah, but
just
did you
joined them.
Title it as one piece and name it?
Nah, we just named the group
the
Street Disciples and performed the pieces.
Oh, okay.
We didn't say, okay, this is the first piece, we call it this. This is the second piece, we call it that. Because I think we didn't even go to the second piece. We had ideas to now sit down and jot stuff down. But we never. Everyone who saw the first piece always wanted that piece.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, that piece, you guys, that piece, come and do it at our show.
And you did not know what to call it?
No.
You just knew what that Street Disciple piece.
Performs that one.
Performs that one.
Yeah.
So, my brother, you were like, like a University of Limpopo, like any other university, like it's a community and it's a huge community. And and the number of women and girls, like female students, it's a large population,
Yeah.
right? And Sello is famous, Pale, at that time.
Yeah. We can call it famous.
And you're seeing around a lot of girls. What was happening?
It was just, man, varsity, you performing, and then after Ntontoni, after party somewhere.
Yeah.
The other time a girl is celebrating their birthday, they want you as a poet to write a poem for them and perform it for them, And it was just a vibe, I can say. It was cool.
How many girls did you date there?
Can we not count, guys? Because counting will give me, I don't know.
Did you hate someone who turned a little bit psycho?
They mostly hate me, I guess. But did I hate someone? Did I hate you? No. We did not hate anyone. I don't remember hating anyone, but I remember being hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess
What's your memorable heartbreak?
Because it's relationships, right?
Yeah.
I guess there's a part where I could have had, or maybe where I had someone, but I wouldn't recall. I would recall when they had me.
Yeah.
What
was your memorable heartbreak? Because you're a ladies' guy, so you seemed like there was a point where there was a conversation that you are like a womanizer, a player of some sort, like you moved from one girl
I was
to one.
really not, guys. I was never at no point. When a relationship ended, I would be single, and then I would like someone else.
But it seemed like they ended real quick, for you.
What do you mean real quick? How long is real quick?
It's like 3 months. 3 months.
Oh my God, no, guys, no.
Because that's where the conversation came. Like,
I was seen with a lot of girls, but most of them were my friends.
Okay, so what's your memorable heartbreak? Like, where you felt like, one Robbie in pieces?
Oh yeah, I remember one whereby we planned, or we are going to go with me to my gig, and then from there we will go to back on campus to her room, and like we planned the whole thing. But this was like days before, right? And then on the day we went to my gig, but she came back, and then she then said, "Yeah, no, this is my brother. He's the one that's gonna take me to campus." And then I find out tomorrow, the brother is actually the brother. Hey,
did he have a car?
Yeah, he had a car.
Oh, okay.
It made sense, but it didn't make sense because I loved her.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, that was like the way it happened.
Yeah.
You can't go with me to my gig and you're my girl, and then I find out that your brother is actually
not your brother.
Not your brother.
Yeah.
But I moved quickly past that.
Because that's the only way dudes would take your girl at campus.
Yeah, my cousin, my brother.
Yeah, and the car.
Yeah. Actually, the car.
The car.
Yeah, because nothing would have disturbed us.
Sure.
But the car was involved.
So do you complete your computer science degree?
No, I did not. The first year, because I had that problem with the ID, my dad stuff from work, money from work, and then my mom used it to pay for my fees. And then the next year we struggled, and then NSFAS, because of that ID thing, it got resolved way, way later into the year, second year.
Sure.
And then I already NSFAS, it's closed, and then we have to pay, and so I couldn't pay for that year. And then we managed to register for third year, but because I had debts, it didn't work out, so I didn't finish. But also, this thing, art, already I was getting paid.
Sure, you're making money.
I was making money and sending home. Now I'm sending money home. My mom is like, what's happening? What? No, I get piece jobs here and there. So I think at that time, art made more sense than computer science. Like, I'm performing.
That rhymes. Did you hear it?
Okay. Yeah. I was performing and then now I'm making money. Why don't I just perform and make money and give my mom and then,
So there was a period between that period, like you are performing, you are now saying, I'm leaving this thing at computer science.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on art. But there was a point where it seemed like, because some of your friends, especially I think Mnetris, started getting worried about you because it seemed like you were going through something and you started drinking a lot.
Yeah.
What was happening at that time?
Like, I could see my life, ne? I guess when I got to the varsity, I could see, okay, this is who I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna be the breadwinner. I'm gonna get a job. Plus, computer science at that time was just like the dream job for a lot. Doing computer science and getting into the industrial computer and whatever. I could see what I'm gonna provide and I'm gonna be good. Like my family is gonna be good, but that thing fees. Like I think at the time I could see myself as a disappointment in a way. I'm failing to be who I want to be for my mom. I want to support her. I want to support my grandmother as well. And I was an artist there, and then we're doing gigs. You're exposed to a lot of alcohol there, and I think alcohol got to me, and I started drinking, because I was not even a heavy drinker, go high school. Now I remember get reds, and I was like, and then and stuff. But I was not a heavy drinker until that point where I was like, yes. What's gonna become of me with the words? Like, who am I gonna become? Enjoy. And then I remember the period you're talking about. I drank a lot.
Yeah. Then you completely stopped going to class, and you were like, aye.
Yeah. Nah. Computer science was just out. Hey.
You sure?
I was going to rehearsals. From rehearsals, I'll go to my room, and then I will go to a tavern. The rehearsals. I was focused now on just doing art. Yeah.
Right. So once you decide, okay, I'm leaving this thing, what's your next thing that happens to you now that brings about some stability and now you start fixing yourself?
I meet a legend called Selaelo Maredi. And then my life changed because now I could see this art thing. This guy is doing it and he's living it. And then he saw me perform at Library Gardens. There was an organization called Laka that used to host Thursday nights. So he saw me perform there and immediately gave me a script and said, there's a character in there called Sbanbani. Learn those lines, and then on Monday, let's meet, go Solomon Dale at his home. Let's meet at Solomon Dale.
Sure.
And then we'll start rehearsing. And then that's when I could see, okay, I think now things are aligning. Now I'm going to do this acting thing, and I need to focus. And he doesn't drink. And then he called me to his home, and then he stayed with me there. Yabo? So I couldn't drink there because he doesn't drink, and it was just the two of us. And he writes a lot, and then he introduced me to writing plays. And then I liked it, and then now I started reading. He gave me books, and then he started telling me stories, and then we were rehearsing. It was a nice experience, and I was like, but there's more to life than just going to a tavern and. Yeah, well, then that's when I started taking like art seriously because I could see it. He showed me documentaries. He would tell me about his journey, and yeah, my life changed from there.
And what's your first play with him?
The first play is Liberty of a Mind. Yeah, okay, he gave me a script for something else, but when I got to his home, they were rehearsing Liberty of a Mind. He gave me a script for Hooray, I remember. And then when I got there, I saw them rehearse, and then I went back home, but I got the script, Sir Liberty, and I learned the lines, Sir Liberty. When I came back, when they were rehearsing, I think one of the actors was not there, but I knew the whole script. So I said, yeah, I know the lines. And he's like, oh, okay, let me hear. And then I did the entire thing. And it's like, okay, cool. And then he called the guys like, cool, it's fine. We got we got our character here. Yeah, we got an actor.
Yeah.
We're good. Because I knew the lines for real. And then he's like, okay, cool. I've got my guy.
So, where do you go and showcase this play?
We showcased it at Library Gardens. And then we went to the University of Limpopo. I remember the Great and the Stars, a theater production, student theater production on campus. Go to university. They were hosting their final, their year-end function, and then they called the show. And then we showcased at the University of Limpopo for the Great and the Stars. And by the way, shout out to the Great and the Stars because I was part of the production, and that helped me a lot. As well, yeah. And then, where did we showcase it? Oh, at a school, Ko Ramolepo, and then, yeah, that was the end of the play. And then other plays came. I did a lot of plays with him. There was a point where I did a one-hander with him. I think 2018.
Let's talk about the one-hander. How did that come about?
We wrote a script together, him and I, called Opposing Minds. So that script was supposed to be him and I performing the script. So it's a script about an old man and got a grandfather and a grandson. And then we realized, he realized what he thought, you are the one, like of all the people I worked, not of all the people, but most of the people I work with, you seem like you love this thing. Like you seem like you want to do this thing and you're willing to learn and stuff. How about I give you a script and then you do it alone?
Sure.
Alone? Yes, alone. You'll play all the characters. And then we'll take some time and then we'll develop that. And then I was like, okay, I've seen one-handers before, but I just did not think I'm ready to do that. But because I love challenging myself, I was like, oh, okay, then let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. And then he said, yeah, we're going to need 3 months. I need you to be with me. 3 months. Yeah, it was the hardest 3 months of my life and the most fruitful 3 months of my life because I learned a lot from him, you know? But also, missing home, missing my grandmother and stuff. But I had to do it. Yeah. And it turned out beautiful.
What do you call this play?
Lodi. Yeah.
What was it about?
Lodi was about a guy whose family left him in Gauteng at a township. They came back. And when they came back, he started having dreams. His grandfather would visit him in Joburg, and then they came back to Limpopo. So he started having dreams. He could hear voices and stuff. I think, like the family wanted him to move back home. So that voice would tell him, you need to touch down go home. So he would have those, and then like he started realizing what he's been living in a world where there's a lot of noise. And now he's not that guy. But for the longest time until this voice visit, he didn't mind it because he would be alone and then all this noise would happen. But I guess the forefathers or the ancestors did not want that noise.
Okay,
so they wanted him to.
What
go
was
back.
the main thing of the story? What was it trying to achieve?
He wanted to be at peace with this voice because it confused him at first.
Yeah, I mean, what did you intend to educate people about with this play?
I think it was more about, going back to who we are as Africans,
okay. Sure.
I think the Selaelo Maredi wanted that for that character. Or don't shy away to go back
to your roots,
to be who you are.
Your traditions.
Yeah,
and
I think that was the core of
okay.
of the message. Yeah.
So in the picture, there's a guy that comes up a lot. His name is Pulafudi. Is it Pulafudi?
Oh,
Kulufelo, yeah.
Yeah. At the same time, I met Ntate Maredi. I met Pulafudi at the same venue during the Laka Thursday night thing.
Sure.
And then he saw me perform as well, and then he said, "Let's work together," because he used to travel a lot to a lot of events. So he thought, before I do my talks, you can recite your poems. Let's work together. And that's how him and I traveled a lot to a lot of events. They would call him and then he would take me along.
Sure.
And that developed my performance and relating to different audience. Well, oh, this audience feels this way. If you find an audience like this, then you should, perform this way or perform this kind of material. Or that I learned a lot, being with him on the road like that.
Sure.
And also he taught me the business side of things, and yeah, to this day we still talk.
Sure. And then when does the decision to record poetry come?
I needed money. I needed money. I think I had a month where it was very dry, in terms of events, because I used to go to a lot of events that time. I would get a lot of gigs, and then there was some time where I was like, there's no.
What was your
no
biggest
money.
paycheck?
For poetry?
Yeah.
Specifically for poetry?
Yeah, for poetry. 22,
yeah.
22,000.
Yeah.
What did you do with it?
Most of it I gave. I took it home. I remember, but I bought myself clothes, and I gave mom's money. I gave my grandmother money.
So,
and
it came.
Yeah, it went. Most of it went.
Yeah.
Home.
Also,
but
the 22K came after or before the drinking.
It came after. That period of the drinking was mostly at the varsity.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it came after, and I was still drinking, so a portion of it I boxed. A portion of it I boxed it. Yeah, but most of it went home.
Sure.
Yeah, helped with things at home. Yeah.
And then in terms of stage plays.
What about stage plays? Like
How
the
much?
money? How
Yeah.
much? Yo. There I struggled a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? I got paid through learning, through Ntate Selaelo Maredi giving me the knowledge of how to write, of directing, even though I'm not into that as yet, because I feel like directing needs somebody who's like, I love acting, I love writing, But even though I'm gonna venture into that, and I still work with him to this day and watch a lot of directors who direct plays. I learn from them, but I got paid with knowledge. I don't want to lie. I want to thank him a lot because now I understand how the theater works. I understand, what is like the value of the art itself. He really imparted like knowledge, and I think that is the best paycheck one could get because I did not go to school for this. It's in me, and through him and other directors that I work with, other writers, I think that's the biggest paycheck. But to talk real money, so far, I patel in fit.
Nothing.
Nah. For me, nah. I can't. What is the?
So who makes money with this place?
It depends also where we are. Yabo. The biggest paycheck I got is through festivals. People get funding from
Government
and then they do festivals, and then you find that you get paid 1.5, 2.5 depending on what do you bring to the table in that play that you're doing. You get paid those kind of amounts, 2.5, 3,000 if you
Sure.
But I think the theater space you're not in, like if you are in the industry, because Renamo Molimpopo Vele, we do, and we're grateful now that there's this exclusive theater. There's exclusive theater now, but because we don't have a theater in like a proper
state of the art.
Yes, and I think because of the vision of this exclusive theater, they're going to develop it to be like proper. But because we don't have that, and we've never had that for the longest time, people still don't understand the value of. It's like Muslito no dia mola la dia sketch and then patel. You get gigs from government. Lito dia. Anyway, I would say my biggest check is 3,000.
3,000.
Yeah.
In the province or outside the province? Like, do you feel?
No,
like
in the province.
In the province,
Yeah,
there's no money. Absolutely.
No, there's no money in theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it exists?
The theater.
Or do you think it exists?
The theater space, like the industry
in
itself.
Limpopo.
Right now, I think with exclusive, right, it's being revived to get to where it's supposed to be. Exclusive is trying to revive that,
Do you feel like there's a market for it? People have interest; they can pay for it.
So far, because right now we're from a weekend where there was a Solima Laka Foundation hosted a theater festival. I think with what I saw, there's a market for theater, and I mean it's only now in the recent years where people develop that thing. I'm going to a theater to watch, theater or poetry or whatever, but at a theater and have that thing. It's developing, It is developing, but I think we can do more.
So how much money did you make with the CD? With the album? What did you call it?
Home, Heart of My Expressions.
Sure.
Yeah, it's still available, by the way, for people who want to listen to my poetry. And the book as well is available for people who want to read my poetry. How much did I make? At that time, Fetu, I don't know. I think I also did not have my stuff proper, business-wise. I did not have, it was not structured. It was just from hand. I buy the CDs, and then I sell them. So they would just come. After performance, people will be like, I want 2 CDs. I want one. And then as it comes, then I was
hand to mouth.
Yeah, hand to mouth. I did not have a structure like I do now, whereby it's not my money.
But did you think at that point, or even now, is it still a viable business to record poetry in particular?
Yeah, no, it is. It is. We have platforms now like, your YouTubes and your Spotify's. It's not different from music. So what music is doing, you can do with your poetry.
Did you add some elements, instruments on some?
Yeah, I added instruments right in the album.
Yeah, album.
And I'm working on my second album now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's still a viable. It's just like music. I mean,
Sure.
it's content. People listen to podcasts and what. It's just like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
And then the book, Infants of Dust.
yeah. No, the book Leona also. I needed money, guys. We need money. We need money.
But the thing is, you have the material, right?
Yeah, I do have the material.
Yeah.
But we need money, because
what-
some.
Can you hear that?
Just chill, guys. Just chill. Just chill.
Yeah.
Go busy. Yeah, go busy,
Yeah.
strong.
So you had the
go busy.
material,
I
but
had
it was
material.
just laying there.
Yeah, and also I was not getting gigs. And when you don't get gigs and you rely on gigs and other things, I was like, why not put up like a collection and then, see where that. Because also I was thinking about it, but I thought I was not ready. I was thinking, well, okay, later in when doing this, I will publish at some point. But
You were pushed because you were broke.
yeah, I was. I still am, guys. Buy the book and buy the album so that I can get something. Guys, I can jump piece. Wanna know Kijari chips, guys. Wanna know Kijari chips because
And
of
this could probably be your
Jack Rams. Sali Kijari chips in. Hi, guys. Buy the book and buy the thing.
And this could-
also get me to gigs. I'll perform
And
for
this
you.
is, this is your lunch and your supper.
Yeah,
Come
this
home, jilo.
Yeah. Malachuril. Malachuril.
Yeah, man. Right, so yeah, I'm losing my train of thought. But it's okay.
Sorry, guys.
Now, you are now performing.
Yes.
You are selling books, you're selling CDs. But now, Sello is no longer in Limpopo. What is it that made you to leave the province and feel like, more, there's nothing for me here?
Yeah, exactly that. More, there was nothing for me. Look, I had sacrificed a lot for, like, I wanted, how people would leave their place and then say they are more appreciated outside. Sorry, they are more appreciated outside. They are more loved and they're given platforms outside of where they come from. I did not want that for myself for the longest time. That's why I stayed and I pushed. No, poetry will develop here. Poetry, and we will have stuff here. And whoever, corporate, government, whatever, they will support us. But from here, not from outside. But that did not happen for the longest time. And we had an opportunity with the team from Men Alone, which is one of the place that was showcasing this past weekend, the festival, Solimalaka Foundation. We had an opportunity to go and showcase our play, go Joburg, at Joburg Theatre, yes. And I told myself, yeah, man, this is an opportunity. After the showcase, I'm going to remain in Joburg and hustle my way that side because I tried this side,
Did you find what you were looking for in Joburg?
I did. I did. I started attending shows, Komake Theatre. I went to classes, theatre, and I started shooting stuff. I felt like I was at home,
Sure.
I started doing films. I shot a film. I did theater that side, and it was like it's an everyday thing. It's not like here where you just like waiting for, a script that somebody to have an opportunity and then now call you, and then there people always want people to be part of their productions. And I found a good production that side, Motali Action Media, where they teach theater, and then we went to watch shows, and then Moses D with his company also helped me to get into Moja Love, and things were starting to happen. until COVID.
Isa.
Ish, Joe. And there were projects lined up for me that side. But hey, I was so scared, got COVID, to a point where I thought, hey, why people are I need to be with my family.
Sure.
I need to be with my family. If it's gonna be the end, let it end with my family.
Sure.
So that's why I took a decision. Okay, move back home, and yeah.
And anyway, there was nothing to do anyway. So
there was nothing to, and also thanks to platforms like Hear My Voice, that during that period where we were locked, they would give poets, an opportunity to do virtual performances and stuff, and they paid us. So platforms like that, we felt like, okay, we're doing something. We felt like we're doing something, and yeah.
Sure. It's COVID, man.
Hey, Joe, COVID messed up. I was still going to be like in Joburg, even now.
If it wasn't for COVID.
Yeah, but now I'm between PLK and Joburg.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it would seem like most of the shows that are coming to PLK, the directors and the plays, they start there and they start touring and they come to Polokwane because it's a province where they have to pass. It's not like there are plays that are established here.
Yeah, no.
But most of the cast is people from the province, but they are not in the province.
Yes, but there are those who are in the province, right? That are fighting, like what we just had this weekend. So Limalaga, shout out to him. He's one of the people that are fighting for theatre to come here. That's why also he took shows from that side to come and showcase here, so that the people from here can see what we are trying to do. What a culture here at home.
Right.
You understand?
So when you get opportunities, one opportunity that seemed to be like a highlight was when you got a gig at Moja Love. What were you doing there?
Oh yeah, it was for Ufelani.
Ufelani, yeah.
Yeah, it's a docu-series that documents.
That person must answer that for.
Yeah.
She's out.
I think
at least if she answers it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was.
It's gonna interrupt. Like it's gonna.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So it's a docu-series that documents like real stories that happened, and we act them out. Yes, and Moses D with his company got me that gig, and it was the first week I got to Joburg after we showcased for Joburg Theatre. The team came back, I remained, and within the first week he called me. Where are you? I'm in Soweto. He's like, yeah, tomorrow morning go to this place and this they want this character. And I got there, I was excited. The minute I got there, the director pulls me aside. He's like, okay, so this is the script, this is what's gonna happen. That you're gonna kill 4 kids. I'm going to kill 4 kids. You're telling me this now on set, my guy. Now.
You're going to be a murderer.
And then they give me the script, I read, and then I transformed. Like my mind, I just like switched. I switched my mind to today you're going to be a killer, my guy. You must just play, be that guy.
Which other big gig or performance you ever got?
That side we did a play that showcased at Hillbrow Theatre. And then, oh yes, there's a show that I did with Khafela wa Mokgokgodi.
Yeah, Khafela wa Mokgokgodi.
Yes, but it was supposed to go to Zim, and then Zim the environment was just not, and then we dropped it. But working with him, because I also worked with him here in Lips during the what is that festival? Literary festival.
Oh yeah.
During the literary festival, I worked with him there. Oh yeah, and also shout out to Literary Festival for giving poets a platform to showcase, because I think their festival is amazing. And we did a show called Makura. And yeah, I think that show, it should come back. That show, we must just talk and do that show because I think it's an amazing show. And then I did a film called Lolita in Joburg. I think it's not yet out. And then, yeah, I produced a book, and then I do performances. Yeah. And I self-published with the help of my company, Maruping Creatives. Yes. So that's...
Where's the Maruping come from?
Oh, yes, yeah, that's a story. My grandmother from... My grandmother's mother, the one that I talk about, the one who raised me, her mother's name is Maruping. And when I was born, I was named SELLO Maruping Ranot. And then when my mom got married, and then the family SELLO Chokwe gave me the name after the father, my dad, the one I told about who is a teacher. They gave me his name from Akere. In tradition, I think, or when you get married and then but they will introduce a name from that side and then give a kid a name, and then they gave me Alpheus. So when we registered for Home Affairs, it was SELLO Alpheus Chokwe, and then but every time I come to my mom's side of the family, they call me Maruping, and because that's my name, so I decided to name my company after that, so that the legacy doesn't, stop. Yeah.
Okay. I saw some pictures of I don't know if it was a graduation ceremony or if you were invited and you wore the gown and the thing.
Oh, no.
What was that about?
I was graduating in marketing and communications.
Okay.
So after...
So it was Kolo.
Yeah, man, dog.
You didn't just drop out. And then
No. I looked for what would be suitable for my career in the arts.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, okay, then I'll need to market myself well. So let me go back to school and do marketing, because I do poetry, I do this performing thing, and it will obviously need market and marketing. So I went back to school. I did marketing, and then I graduated.
Which school is this?
I did it at I College.
Okay,
and then I have a diploma in that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you thought this nigga just dropped out and then nah, I went back to school even now. I'm doing.
Okay, yeah.
I went back to school now. Next year I'm going back to school again.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I'm going back to school for data science next year. So I'm going back to computer science in a way.
So what's the interest? Why do you feel like you need to go back there?
I feel like I should just constantly, like, the world is moving into this fourth industrial.
But did you have like the interest then?
When?
With computers, were you fascinated when you were studying? Besides your personal issues and problems.
Oh yeah, and I learned a lot with computers that time. It's just that after I just left, and then I was like, I'm doing art.
Okay.
I'm doing art. Yeah. So now I'm going back to that because of.
And you are a smart kid, man. I mean,
am.
you produced really good grades in high school.
Yeah, I am a smart kid.
Sure.
Yes.
So it shouldn't go to waste.
No, it shouldn't. That's why I'm going back to school. That's why I went back to school even now. I'll be graduating December. And then I'll continue with data science and then graduate after 2 years.
Just make sure these colleges are registered, man.
No, they are, definitely. Definitely.
Find that you are not accredited. And the next
Nah. I'm a smart kid, as you said. I wouldn't do that. I've been scammed a lot.
Who scammed you of what?
Money. They scam you of money.
Yeah, what happened?
Nelly Performance promised me a lot of money and then didn't deliver after I delivered the work. So I shot something and then sent it to them. That was my problem. I should have waited for them to send me money and then I send them the product. Then I send them the products. I see my stuff is changed. Voice they're using my work and got scammed big time. But that's not happening ever again.
How much money was it was involved?
15K.
Mm.
Yeah, for the work and for voiceover. For the voiceover. Like I wrote the work and then they asked me to like do it since
So but did you try to contest it? Like,
no, I didn't.
was it gonna cost more or you just
Yeah,
felt
it was
like
gonna cost more. Remember, guys, chips chips in. Where am I gonna find a lawyer and then pay and blah blah blah? I just let it like it's some like I wrote it so I can still write more and whatever. Like that one, I was just like, okay, whatever.
Right. So your poetry also talks a lot about society. It talks about family, right?
Yeah.
It talks about tradition and culture and people just knowing who they are.
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in the family part of it. The way you talk about family in your poetry. Are you a family man?
Yeah, I'm family driven. Yeah.
Yeah. Married, kids?
No. Not married. No kids.
By choice?
Yes, by choice.
Not to have kids?
No, I'm not saying I don't want kids.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying where I am right now with my life, it's me.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm dating, right?
Yeah.
So I could easily, but I decide, no, now it's not the time.
Yeah.
Let me get myself right first before I can bring a soul in this world and be able to take care of, I mean, we see it everywhere.
Yeah, but what
where
would be
people
right
live.
for you, and when do you think
To be
it's gonna
stable.
be right?
It's gonna be right. This podcast is gonna get me right. People are going to.
Because I had the same thing. Ne? I had the same thing until I was 33.
Yeah.
When I had my firstborn.
And
I was like,
I'm 30, so yeah.
I
still have 3 years to to go, I guess.
Yeah, because I was like, I think the battery has died that side, ne? Yeah. The battery's died this side, ne? Okay, no, that's fine. This one is still okay, ne? Yeah, no, it's the battery is low here.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. We're still recording there, ne? Okay, that's fine. So I was like, Ish, I need to be okay. I need to be stable.
Oh, yes.
And I checked the clock, right? This thing is not happening.
So I might as well just freestyle it. We'll see as we go.
No. This thing is not happening. 33 and
but how was that experience like for you now to say, okay, Sharp, I'm just gonna have the
and I'm not trying to influence you. I'm
no.
saying
I know. But I want you to like tell me, like, after you had the kid, like that thing was stable, and what you do? Like,
I'm still
how
not
was
stable.
It? Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Even after the kid.
But
and
you're
I'm
going
thinking,
as it goes.
If I didn't do it then, I'll be 40 soon.
Yeah, you'd never do it.
I would never do it.
Because you'll be 50 soon, 60 soon, and you're like, I'm still not stable, guys.
I was like,
also,
no. But also, when it happens, right, what happens is you start working more hard.
Oh, yes.
Because you have a mouth to feed.
Yes.
And you start like really looking for opportunities, even where you never thought there would be opportunities. You start like digging real deep. Because I don't know, maybe sometimes people need that kind of motivation. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying that I needed it, but I felt like it came with some positive contributions in my life.
I see.
Right? It really developed me as a person, and also it taught me a lot of things about life. Right.
Yeah. No, I get you. But it's just a personal decision to say,
Sure.
I will know when it's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with the right person.
With the right person.
Yeah.
I think that also was one of my biggest fears.
Oh, yeah. The
person.
To have somebody who you can do it with.
Yeah. And maybe that's also one of the things I was like, nah, man. Not now.
Yeah.
Not now. And sometimes you make mistakes and you feel like, if it catches here with this person, we're going to have problems.
It's not a mistake.
Yeah.
Is it a mistake? It's not a mistake. If it catches, you know what you're doing.
No. But I'm saying with this person, it's not a mistake, but with this person, we're going to have problems.
Yeah. No, I understand you. Like, if you feel like the person you're with, And like if you guys decide to do that, and wena ubona gore oh no, with the problems that we have, or with the how we are living now, if we bring a kid together, here I'm gonna have problems. And maybe also our partners, they feel the same way. But not with Sello.
Ne?
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Yes, it goes both ways.
Infants of Dust, we're turning it into a stage play. Why?
Because now I'm heavily into theater. I decided, why not bring my work into it as well? You know, I write poetry. We can adopt it for stage. Why not? You know, and also I've watched a lot of plays that are driven more by poetry, and poets have also started, you know, turning their poetry into plays, and you know, bringing like music, bringing acting into it, bringing movement and dance into their work. And then I was inspired a lot by Soli Ramatwi. I was inspired a lot by Masai, Sipuru, to say, okay, I can do it. You know, I can do it. I mean, I've been acting for the longest time. Why not?
So your book has how many poems?
30 poems.
30 poems. Yeah. And how are you going to transition that? Are you going to transform that into stage play?
Yeah, it's a working it's a working development where we're developing the script and the performance itself. So far, within the play, we have eight poems that we took from the book, and we are working with them. And so far, the play takes about 35 to 40 minutes. So we want to get it to an hour so that it becomes like a full production. Even if we take it to an hour 15 or an hour 10, but we want to do that. So we're going to add more poems and see where that goes.
Where
it's
are
a
you
work in
now?
progress.
And personal life, mental state, where are you? Where is Sello now?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm mentally, I'm fine, I think. And I'm doing what I love. I went back to school. I'm learning a lot. Right now, I'm studying digital marketing.
And then we're going into data.
Yeah, we're going to data science next year. I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
You also look good.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc.
I mean, like, I'm happy to see you like this, man.
Yeah. And also, I started to take work seriously now. Yeah, I started to take, because, you know, as artists, we sometimes just like don't take our work seriously, but also expect a lot from other people. So if you start working on yourself and your craft, people will always be there to support you.
Did you feel at any point that you wanted to give up this whole thing?
Yeah.
What was happening?
It was just before we went to showcase at Joburg Theatre, and I was here, and it almost looked like I've gone back to that thing of drinking a lot. I was, you know, it almost got back there. But thanks to, you know, the production, Man Alone, and we had to do that. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe because there's bigger vision for this production, maybe let me give it another try. You know, let me give it another try. Also, Selaelo Maredi and I were just far apart, you know, and we were just communicating a phone, and then I felt like, you know what, I need him here. I need to work. Like, I need him here. And that's not happening. So, where will I go from here? I contemplated of going back to school, but like, where? Joburg? It was just a lot of things until Men Alone happened, and then I went that side, and then that's when my spirit got revived. I was like, okay, dude, you're meant for this. Do it. Just do this.
Did at any point when you were going through troubles, your partner left you?
It was back in varsity, but like recent, and so now they stick with me. Also, they help me with things. Yeah.
So it's not a one-sided situation.
No, it's not. Yeah, I think it goes back to that thing we were talking about, where you look at your partner. Are we building a future here, or are we just messing around? And I think now I'm at a point where I don't need to mess around. Going forward.
There's someone you want to send a shout out?
No, there's no one. There is no one. We're looking.
You're looking?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, like, what you're doing now, and it usually happens like when people start seeing you, they're like, hey, love back. And
oh, the love back and stuff. Can we move forward, guys? Forward.
So you're not going back?
Not to say I'm not going back, because I think most of my relationships did not end on a negative note. Like some were just like, we're not working. Like some were not working.
The point I'm trying to get to is, was it because of finances, or was it because of your struggles, or you were just
it's not
a cheater?
Yeah, no, it's not of. Okay, I'll put it this way: it's not of financials. Yeah. Because
artists go, especially upcoming artists, they go, and especially creative people.
Yes.
They go through a lot of things in terms of their mental.
Yes.
They sometimes distance themselves, and sometimes they just feel like the world is just too much. And we've heard it where a lot of like creative, very talented, extremely talented people even commit suicide.
Yes.
Right? So I want to get to that have you ever felt when you decided that, this thing is not working, and people started leaving you, did you feel like you wanted to end your life at some point?
No, not really. I've never felt like I want to end my life, but I felt like maybe this is not for me. Isn't the art thing and whatever. Maybe I should just wake up to reality. You know how people say, thank you. What do you do? And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm an artist. I do poetry and acting. I write scripts and whatever. Like, no, I mean a real job. What do you do? So at that point, I felt like, hey, maybe I should wake up in a real job. A young 9 to 5 here and there.
I'm saying this because some of your poetry you write about like suicide.
Most of the times when I write, I'll tell you, when I'm deep into like the writing, I feel like something takes over and wants me to highlight things that are happening. Also, some are from experiences of others, or like, wow, that's happening, and then I write about it. It's not like personally, it's me.
We are never sure because with the recent incidences, especially with the Ricky incident, people started going back to his music.
I know.
Now I've read some of your poetry, and I've listened to you. I've watched you perform some of the poetry and how you express yourself.
Yes.
And I've watched you go through experiences and situations.
Yes.
And hence I'm asking, have you ever felt that way at some point, or have you ever attempted to? Because
no, I've never attempted
of what
to.
You write.
Yeah.
Or do you commit your suicide by expressing on the paper? So to say you have died so many times.
Yeah, no. I've never like felt, you know what, this is it. I'm out.
Sure.
I never even thought about it. But yes, I wrote about it. Something also, I try by all means to distance myself from the work itself. I try by all means. Even though it's always gonna be with me.
Sure.
The work, I mean, like the craft and like the art itself. But I try, like after like a performance or after writing and going through that, I try to just like, okay, that happened. Wow,
what do
that
you
was
call it? Debriefing or something.
Debriefing.
What do you call it in art? Like when you separate yourself from that way.
They call it debriefing. No. Is it debriefing or like? They call it like maybe you did a character and then now you must when you go home and what it actually because it's different with different people. Now I don't look at it as debriefing or ringing. No, because the minute I write the poem, when it's done, I have to get married to it. So that when I present, I'm like, okay, my love, let's present you now.
Sure.
And then we divorce Nyan, and then I marry that one. Okay, now I'm going to this gig. Let's do this. I rehearse, and then I'll come back to it if there's a need, you know. So I try to just like the poems.
Yeah. How do you feel about awards?
Awards?
Yeah. Well,
Guys, awards. I don't know, man. I don't subscribe to that. Like a lot of people have approached me to say, okay, yeah, submit for the best poet in. I don't feel like I'm in a competition.
where do you get your satisfaction?
When people come to my shows, when people talk to me after my shows, when my family like put a stamp to it or do it. When people pay me for my work,
Sure.
I am like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Especially
awards,
the paying part.
Yeah, especially the paying part. Awards, or let's say Sbanban is the best poet. I used to subscribe to that, especially back in Limpopo, because I would win. You know, I won certificates, I won awards. But I grew tired of that. Like, man, why do I need that? I can just carry on. If somebody thinks I'm their best poet, they'll tell me. And I've been told that, you know, by people through inboxes. They call me like, yeah, my favorite poet. You know, I get that. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you.
What do you think at your lowest point saved you? What is that thing that saved you, and who came? And besides Ntate Maredi?
I think that like writing about the experiences, and also my mom is very supportive, my grandmother very supportive, my younger sister super supportive. So I think that like having that family structure whereby I know if I'm falling, and people will catch me. But also the work, when I release, I feel like when I release onto the page, that somehow helps into saying, okay, and then I see it from another perspective, oh, this is actually how you feel, my guy. Wow. Thanks, or you just let it out.
Sure.
You know? Because I think it helps.
Sure.
Yeah. But a lot of people helped me, man. You know, from my directors, the core actors, the people in the industry, especially here at home, who understand what we are going through as an industry. They help out. They'll call you, come, man, we're working on this thing. Let's try and work. And when you work, it gives you that thing, okay, there's a sense of something I'm living for, you know?
Yeah, there's always this question that a lot of people like to know, and it's asked a lot. And as we wrap up, anyway.
Oh yeah.
But I know for sure that you will be remembered for your work anyway. At the end of the day, like you said in the beginning, that you wanted people to remember you as Sello Chokwe.
Yes.
And your work that you have presented as Sello Chokwe. Obviously, we will know.
Yeah.
We will know. But from yourself, when you're sitting alone, what do you wish that people would remember you for or as?
A guy that gave his all in everything that he did. Yeah. I don't want to lie. I give my all in everything that I do. And everything that I get involved in, be it in a relationship, be it work and what. And people will tell you, the ones that I work with, that I give my all. And I want them to know that it's not 90%, it's not 10%, it's 100% of me, what you're getting. What you're getting is 100% of me. Whether I come with my faults, whether I come with my flaws, or my joys and, you know, my happy moments, I'm giving my all.
Sure.
And I guess people will look back and say, okay, yeah, he probably did, you know, give his all. Because what more could he have done?
Sure.
I just want people to remember that whatever I did with them or for them, it was me. It wasn't fetched somewhere and then I put on a mask. No, it's me.
SELLO CHOKOE, my brother.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this opportunity and experience, man.
Thank you for
letting us into your life.
Thank you for inviting me. This is great, man. You're doing well for yourself. This is amazing.
I'm trying.
I watched all your episodes. And I'm going to continue with the support and everything. And you and your team as well at Mega Artist Media, you've shown me love so bad. So bad. Like there's from doing the magazine to doing the dance tribe, you've always called me to come and, MC, which going forward, what will happen? But I'm just saying that you showed me a lot of love with you guys and the team. And shout out, man. And also I want to shout out to everybody that worked on the book.
Sure.
From Letabo Ramokgopa, who's the editor.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Letabo Ramokgopa,
And Mo's Art, who is the designer, and he did everything actually.
Everyone did an exceptional work.
And then book, to Barakemang.
How much are you selling?
Good enough, 150 now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Mr. Good Enough, who proofread and wrote a foreword for me. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Just everybody who worked on the book, I just want to say thank you.
Just in case this goes live before the show, when is your next show?
The next show is for Infants of Dust.
Yeah.
Is on the 10th of December in Soshanguve. On the 10th of December. People must just follow my timeline. And then in terms of poetry, there's an open mic night that we created with Chero and Piper, who are part of the team, 3 Keys, and then with exclusive theater as well. So the open mic will be happening Thursday, 24 this month here at Exclusive.
Sure.
So the idea of the open mic is people who want to showcase their stuff and gain confidence in performing for people. We created a platform where you're not gonna be judged for anything. It's not a battle. It's not a competition. Just come with whatever you have. Are you a comedian? Yes, come and showcase. Sure. Are you a poet? Come and showcase. Do you sing? Do you rap? What do you do? It's just a platform we created with exclusive theater to say, but what's Shiro and the surrounding, here's a platform.
Sure.
Come and showcase.
Sure.
And the interesting part is that on every open mic, we're going to have a feature who is going to showcase their work. And when I say a feature, I'm talking about developed talent that will show what they are doing in their life so far and present to us.
But do people come to these things, Joe?
Hey, man, that's why you guys exist, and we must do this and tell them, come, guys, like, come. Come and, experience theater, experience poetry, experience just live performance.
One thing I don't like is just people coming just for supporting. Right?
Oh, yes.
I want people to come because they wanna enjoy the experience, not because Idirage Sello or Idirage we are going there just to support. You understand? That's something else. I don't feel like those are real followers of your work and stuff like that. You understand? I don't like people who feel pity for you.
Oh yes,
and
to
come
say
just because.
Yeah, just because square now and then.
I like genuine people who like, I'm gonna spend my money and I'm gonna enjoy this day. And after that, they talk about the show.
Yes, and you don't feel like you're forced. To do that.
Well, they talk about the show and they want to be on the next show and invite other people to come. And it's like people who go to a comedy show and not laugh and say he was not funny. What are you doing at a comedy show?
But what if he was not funny?
No, but the whole comedy show, yeah, bora. Like the joke one. Like you didn't get it. And then you say,
Or maybe getting overhead.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm looking for. For people who are saying, I'm
Genuine.
going to release myself, enjoy the experience, and just explore the whole thing.
And there is, and I'm glad you mentioned that. The reason why we started 3 Keys, which is a company that is doing all this open mic thing, is because we don't want to say, hey, come and watch Mama. No, we want to say, Lena, people who want to do these things, come and do them. Ibe genuine, we're not putting it into your face, or mama. No. We want people, like genuine people, to come and showcase. Because there's a lot of people that hit me up to mentor them, and like I can only give so much of my time.
Yeah.
So this is come and grow from here, because this we're gonna have it every month.
It's a platform, yeah.
Grow from open mic and exclusive.
Yeah, because I've attended a lot of poetry shows.
Yes.
And 50% of the people in attendance are poets.
Yeah, it's poets performing for poets, so ish. And all the time, we know this, and we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't say poets don't come.
No. But,
we want people who want to enjoy poetry and, just have a great time and just reflect and, have a conversation.
Sure. So, my brother, we can talk the whole day. We're like, now I'm tired and I think I'm getting tipsy. So, the next thing, I'm going to be having sled speech and start saying things I shouldn't be saying. Yeah, but it will be good for content, but I don't want to go there.
Yeah, no, content is key.
Thank you very much, my brother. I really appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you,
and I wish you
man.
all the best in everything that you are going to be doing.
Thank you.
I know you are a great talent. And I know with all your experiences, they've taught you some kind of discipline, and going forward, you're going to be great.
Thank you so much, man.
Sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This has been another special episode of Jack Rams Online with SELLO CHOKOE on Mega Artist Media. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. With your friends. Subscribe. I know we said this at the end. People, some people don't even watch until the end. For those who watch until the end, please subscribe.
No,
Thank
they'll
you.
watch. They'll watch.
Until we meet again next time.
Watch
Ciao,
until
we
the
out.
end. I'm saying this at the end. Watch until the end.